So we've got one runner started there. Guto is started, and there we go for Joe. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay, about 6 seconds between the runners to start off with, but that's all right. We'll be able to tell pretty shortly on how well these runners do. As you see Joe there taking off, doing a pretty good job of taking out the first couple of turtles, as well as Guto doing his thing too. So we're going to see a lot of that little spin dash into a shoulder bash there, because it only takes one hit on the turtles to do so. Go Guto there, Lorisi says. So let's definitely get that hype up for these runners. Make sure you're rooting both these guys on. Both awesome competitors here and have done awesome things on speedrun.com for this game. So we are running on hard difficulty. So you'll see a lot more foot soldiers than you're probably used to seeing in this game if you've ever run this game. But they're doing an awesome job taking out a lot of these guys. Maybe a lot of them you won't even see. As Guto taking the early lead, very slight. Probably about 5 or 6 seconds ahead, as he's taking out those robots very quickly. Joe doing a good job as well, just finishing up the robots. So we've got, so we're looking like Guto is just a tad ahead of Guto at this time. So this is going to be a really good race, folks. So taking out these foot soldiers as quick as possible. And we see our first person approaching the streets of New York. So we go with Guto there, blowing up that fire hydrant and taking out all these guys using the two hit attacks there, because it's a little easier to crowd control that way than going with the one shot. So there we go, guys. Welcome in, guys. How is everybody doing today? We are hyped today. Oh, my mic's a little hot. That's all right. I'm sure that it'll get fixed there in the background. But anyways, so we are still going here, and it looks like we're going to be seeing our first return to the sewer here very shortly. Before a little car, let's hope we don't see anybody take a car hit there. Very good job there by Guto getting through. All right, getting that pizza power, getting rid of all of those foot soldiers as quickly as possible. All right, there we go. We're having a little bit of a slowness there on Joe's side, trying to get rid of those foot soldiers, but doing an awesome job. Got rid of the 3 on the right. That's all you need to continue the stage on. Usually that yellow one won't follow in with him. All right, return into the sewer there for Guto. So he's going to be off to his first boss fight with Leatherhead very shortly. Got a couple of screens before that, as he's doing an awesome job with the flips. Right in the right place there. Had a little bit of issue with that one guy. Didn't want to die. He said, nah, I'm good. I'll stay right here. But doing an awesome job there. Make sure you guys, if you guys got the time, make sure you give each of these guys a follow here on Twitch, man. These guys do some awesome runs here on the Twitch side, guys. So Gutosur17 and STJoe. So again, this is the winner's bracket. Best 2 out of 3 for this. So we're at the pizza monsters here for Guto. He's just waiting for those to go away. It doesn't matter whether he kills them or not. It's probably good to kill the last one, as it speeds up just a little bit, but he just kind of let it go. He said, I don't need to. So we're just going to keep going. There we go. Taking out all of those 3 in a row. Those are always my favorite. They're like, they stand there and they just wait for you to come in for you. So, all right. Doing a good job with the shoulder dashes, as we see Leatherhead for the first time, and Joe on his second batch of pizza monsters there. Doing a really good job keeping up there. So we're still really close and close. These guys are neck and neck. All right, getting those specials in on Leatherhead, trying to get rid of that health, because it does slow you down if you're waiting for the health beater to kind of go down. And he puts himself right in the middle of the stage. That was a fantastic kill there by Guto. Just a little bit of health. He's right in place for the Cowabunga. And off to the second stage, as we see STJoe making his way to Leatherhead. All right, so we got a little bit of an auto scroller here for Guto. Guto's just gonna make his way through, and try to avoid the hits as best as possible. There was a very good time save on Guto's part to be right in the middle of the stage. It was very pretty. All right, he's gonna get a couple of these little pizza boxes there. They're worth some points, so he can get himself up to his next extra life, just in case it's needed. These runners definitely probably don't need these extra 1-ups, but it's always good to have some insurance. All right, so Joe making his way into the auto scroller level. We're about halfway through on Guto's side, so we're about a quarter of a stage difference between these runners right now. Still, anything could happen, guys. So just don't count Joe out. The fantastic runner, and he can always come back. So let's keep the hype up. Let's keep him going. All right, so we are seeing Guto making his way to the pirate ship. Gonna move to the right as quick as possible, hit that guy on the right, and come back to the left, and back and forth. Fantastic job with the execution of those foot soldiers there. Knew exactly where they were gonna be. In this game, it's a lot of memorization. You could ask ZG, folks. This game is a lot of memorization, making sure you're in the right place for when they do come on screen. It is easier to kill those guys when they approach the screen than to wait for them to come on screen, because they tend to have a little bit of RNG when they're coming on the screen and moving around. When they go up and down, that's when there's trouble. So here we go. Pizza time there for Guto. All right, Joe is on the ship. He's going to have to make some time up here. He's doing a good job taking out these guys. There we go. Wait for that guy to come on over. There you go. All right. And we're at our first trap. So first trap here with a little tape on the boards. So just going to try to avoid those boards as much as possible to make sure you don't go flying. Doing a great job avoiding the traps. As Joe's making his way, doing a little bit of catch-up here. So he's getting rid of these guys pretty quickly. All right, great job there, Joe. All right, he is onto his trap. So we're only about the screen different, guys. So Joe making up some time right there. So let's go, guys. All right. Avoiding the barrels, very good. All right, so these guys are doing good. Wow, great job with the foot soldiers there. All right, waiting on those guys to come on the screen. Gonna use a special. No, actually gonna use his foot kick. That'll work too. Just about the same damage on the foot kick as it is on the special. So he did the right move there. Make sure that they stay in place. Get them all in the one place and get them killed with 3 hits. So there we go. Joe doing an awesome job keeping these guys together. Oh, took a hug. That's all right. The foot soldier felt lovey today. So he's gonna take a little bit of a time loss there, but doing a good job making it back. And he is onto the barrels, doing the little slide there. The slide actually gives you some iframes, so you can avoid some of these attacks just by sliding. So he's gonna make his way to the first little rock stage. Let's see how he handles it. Ooh, did not get the 3-shot kill on these guys, so it's going to take a little time for him to get rid of these guys. There we go. All right, as Guto is making his way through the under rock caves. So he's going to make his way on to Rocksteady, doing his thing, doing an awesome job controlling all of these foot soldiers. Ooh, missed the rock kill there. That's okay. But he's going to get rid of all of them as quick as possible. Nicely done with the special there. And, just had some bad luck with that rock guy not staying in place. But he's going to make up for it. No worries, guys. This is Gutosur after all. So here we go. Rocksteady making his first appearance. So we'll get to see him again here just a little bit, actually. So right after the next stage. All right. So how do we handle Rocksteady? We stay a little north or a little south of him. Do these little dashes here, and that's usually the safest way to take care of Rocksteady, due to the fact that you can reach him, but he can't reach you. But it's very hard to find that pixel. As you can see, these runners have done it for a while, but it's very hard to find that one little pixel that Rocksteady can't hit you, but you can hit him. but still a great fight. Didn't take a death there at Rocksteady, so he'll get to continue on back to Shredder's hideout. All right, there we go. Good job by Joe there to use the one-shot kill for those rock guys there. Oh, getting run over. That's okay, though. Here we go. Oh, no. There's our first death of the match. Joe taking a death there by our little rock guys. Those rock guys can be a beast sometimes. All right, as Guto is making his way through Shredder's hideout, trying to make sure he's got these guys under control. All right, taking out the guy coming up from the top, and then continuing on with his crowd control beautifully. All right, let's go with, oh, the one-hit kill on the robots. That is beautiful. And we are hot, guys. Then, as you can see, Raphael taking on the fire. And moving on, here we go. And we're going to hit that little stone thing. We'd like to see all three of those guys take the hit from the stone. It's not a ton of time saved, but every little bit counts at this point. So, and also staying a little up top there, you would avoid the little fire guys down at the bottom, which don't have to be killed. So you're going to focus your attention on the foot soldiers that are trying to attack you, and not just attack with the fire. Oh, come here, Mouser. There we go. Rocksteady just getting finished up over there on Joe's side. So we're looking at a big chunk of difference here by Guto. So Guto's making some pretty good time here. Joe's going to have to do some catching up here very shortly. We're talking 2 stages left, and then this is over. So let's go, Joe. All right. And Guto doing his thing inside the hideout. So here we go. Take out the top one. There we go. Beautiful job there by Guto. What are we going to get here? Oh, we missed the robots. That is going to be a time kill right there. All right, so here we go with more foot soldiers there with Joe. As we see, one of the most dangerous traps here in the game is that those bamboo shoots that pop up and down. Very difficult to navigate through, but as you see, Guto doing an awesome job making it through it, taking very little damage throughout the process. So he's going to be heading off to his next trap, which is going to be the lasers. As Joe is making his way, almost done here. He should have probably moved forward before hitting that tile, but it was okay. He'll make up for it here. All right, got to get rid of these guys. You can't punch them, because if you punch them like that, they're just going to stand there and block you. So you got to make sure you dash it into them. There you go. Good job there, Joe. All right. Taking out everybody. There we go. And we are on to our next part of the traps. And he's going to use a strat here just to try and play it safe. It looks like he's just going to try and stay to the right. Keep these guys moving to the right with him. And he does good. He only took 2 or 3 shots there by the laser. So not bad. Joe making his way into the hideout now. Both on their way to fight Tatsu. We're going to see Tatsu there on the right there for Guto first. So Guto's going to see our first Tatsu fight. Probably one of the easier battles that we have boss-wise. So literally just going to slide straight in, use that special dash kick there, and just continue to move back and forth with him, avoiding the darts that he's throwing out of his hands. Don't ask me where those darts are coming from, folks. I have no idea. There we go. Good job on Guto's part with the boss fight there. We're 14 minutes in now, folks, and doing an awesome job of making sure these guys are good. All right. Oh, I thought for sure that... Oh, there it is. I thought he played with fire there with the one on the left, but he got the one on the right, got him for sure. So here we go. Off to fight all of the bosses again there in this stage in the gauntlet. So we're seeing that here on the right hand. Guto doing an awesome job taking care of the pizza monsters, putting some points there on the board, going to get himself probably another extra life by the end of this stage. Yep, avoid them when necessary. You don't want to take any unnecessary damage for this, so you're just going to keep going back and forth, up and down, whatever you have to do to avoid last bit of pizza monsters there for Guto, as we see STJoe approaching the last of this stage. You take out them mousers, man. You don't let them bite you. All right, good job there by Joe. Off to his second trap of the stage, being the lasers. Those are awful, awful lasers. They are not nice. They're not meant to be nice. And there's Leatherhead on the right-hand side of the screen. Gonna do basically the same thing here that we did on the first Leatherhead fight. We go back and forth with him, trying not to use any specials right now, because you don't want to waste any health. If you got Rocksteady coming up, Rocksteady's a beast. So he moves faster, he hits harder, he's ready for us, and he's turned yellow, guys. It only means one thing. He's been sniffing a little bit of that ooze. So let's go, guys. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, man, I thought for sure he was coming up for the kick, but he didn't. He did good. He was a nice Rocksteady. All right, we are seeing Tatsu there on our left. Tatsu going down just like he always does. Good job by Joe. Joe making his way to the gauntlet. Gonna have to get some great boss fights here to make some to catch up. All right, Rocksteady's gone. We're off to Tatsu here for Guto as STJoe works his way through the pizza monsters. So some of you might be wondering why we are doing this race. So ZG was kind enough to put out a bounty for this game not too long ago. Got about 12 or 13 runners in that were interested in running this game, including myself. Putting out a bounty, got a pretty good bit of money out on the pot as well. So all of these guys have put times up on the leaderboard. It's changed the dynamic of the top three, or actually the third place at least. The top two runners, Turbo and ZJ, have always held the top spots on these records. But changing a dynamic of this game, putting in 10 active runners into this game that have been putting times up on speedrunner.com. So big thanks to ZG to introducing or reintroducing ourselves to this game. Great Baxter Stockman fight there by Gutosur. All right, he went back and forth with Baxter, didn't take any hits from the Mousers. I don't think you could have asked for anything better from Baxter Stockman right there. As we approach the Technodrome, the final shell shock here on the right for Gutosur. Have a pretty good pace going on right here. So it's looking really good for these guys. Remember, this is a best 2 out of 3, so anything can happen on these next two races as well, but it looks like Guto is probably gonna take this one since we're already into the Technodrome level here for Guto. So but needless, there's still a lot of race left, guys, so don't count anybody out yet. Great job taking out the robots. Those are only one-shot robots, so you can use any hit you want to hit them. Better to just go straight right to left with those guys and just hope that they come up to your level. Oh, taking a nasty hit there by the rock guys. As we see Tatsu getting destroyed for the fourth time in this run. Great job there by Guto taking care of the robots. That one that goes to the left off the screen can always be a little bit of a havoc, especially if you don't have the right kick going in. He'll stay out there on the outside of that screen, and then he'll circle around eventually. Whenever he feels like coming in, sometimes it feels like. All right, Baxter Stockman getting his butt kicked there on the left side. You're going to see him go back and forth with those jump kicks, just like you saw Guto do. And then towards the end of the fight, using your specials, get rid of that health, as it's all going to save your time as we go. As the foot soldiers just don't know what to do. If I was a foot soldier, I'd be running from Guto right now. So, but that's, I guess they just don't know yet. I guess that's the point of being a robot, right? But needless, let's go, guys. All right, Guto handling these foot soldiers very well. As Baxter has taking his last bow in this run for STJoe. So STJoe's moving on to the Technodrome. Gonna have to play a lot of catch up here because we're almost 3/4 into a stage here from Guto. Guto gonna take his first death here on the Freezy Pops. Freezy Pops are your worst enemy in this game. They stop you in place for at least 3 to 4 seconds. So you're stuck there just waiting on a foot soldier to come up, and then by the time that they come up, you're gonna get hit in the face. So it's not fun. So needless. Let's go, guys. Alright, Guto, take care of all these foot soldiers. Let's move on to the next set of balls that are coming down. Doing a great job avoiding the balls, staying in the middle of the stage and taking out foot soldiers at the same time. It's a great time save there by Guto. And in place, ready for the rock guys to come. Great job, Guto. Alright, as we see there on the left, STJoe taking care of all of his mousers, going back and forth with them, making sure that they don't bite him, but he's taking care of them at the same time. Second set of lasers. Ooh, and taking a shot there. Always bad to take shots here. And those guys, the white foot soldiers there, they tend to like to stand right there in the middle of that laser. So you can only hope to not hit that laser. Alright, so we're going to see our first Krang. Will we see the Speedy Krang in this fight? We'll see. Alright, gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run left. Oh, gonna run right. There you go. Alright, so Krang decided not to behave today. But he's still doing a good job taking care of his problems there, and ends up on the right side of the screen, which actually worked out pretty well in his favor. So ended up on the right side. We'll have less place to walk coming out of that time. 21:39 going into this. Not a bad time, guys. So here we go. Oh, that one foot soldier just not wanting to die. There in the elevator. He is on his way to Shredder, guys. Alright. Oh, gosh, what a hug. That was a very loving foot soldier there on the left side of the screen for STJoe. Just wanted some love. Joe saying, no thank you. Not ready for that action right now. We've got things to do, and it is not time to be loved. That'll be after the race. Oh, Freezy Pops are the worst. This is the worst part of the stage for me, at least, too. I hate those Freezy Pops with a passion. Alright, so as we see Guto taking care of business there on the right, taking care of all the robots, no problem for him. As we move down the elevator, we'll see a Mouser attack there, then we'll see foot soldiers, and then foot soldiers coming up from the ground. So here comes the Mousers. Left to right, then they're done. Back to foot soldiers. Oh, we just saw a death there on Joe's part. So definitely looking like Guto's going to have this one in the bag for this race. And then we'll have to come back for the next one. Guys, make sure you cheering these guys on. So they're doing awesome things here. So still really good times for both of them. So I think Joe's saying he had a little bit of rust, so the rust is real, guys, but that's okay. He's getting this down. He'll have another shot here in the next race. Ooh, and the laser there. All right, so here comes Shredder here for Guto. All right, Joe, let's go, man. We've got Krang and Shredder both on the screen here. Let's see how Guto handles this race here. So we're gonna see, hopefully, a slide in to take Shredder into a hit. There it is. So here we go. Oh, and there's our first death from Shredder there by Guto, but he probably needed the health anyways, so that's all right. Better to take it that way than to take it through a shell shock. Alright, and Shredder has died 24-13. Great time there, Guto. Alright, so GG to Guto. It is 1-0 Guto. So we're going to see STJoe finish off this race here. So we'll see what time he gets. Still doing a great job there. Not too far behind After all, about a half a stage. So great job there by Guto. All right, come on, STJoe. Let's get rid of all of these foot soldiers. And cheer them on, guys. Let's keep them going. All right, getting rid of those foot soldiers just fine. All right, and we are off to the robots. Moving robots. Here we go. Who will sing Pizza Power? I don't know. I am definitely not a singer. So, not gonna be me for sure. but thanks for the concern there, NES Master. I'll let you do it in the background. Doing a great job with the Mousers, getting rid of them guys as quick as possible, and off to the next set of foot soldiers. Gonna go left or right, it looks like. Getting ready to run left. Kill those guys in one hit, then move right. Try to get the other ones in one hit. Beautiful job. All right. Sometimes they just don't want to behave and they won't stay in line, but you know, sometimes you can get them to where they'll just kind of stay in place. Great job handling the one on the top. So that seems to be one of the better strats there, is to take that one at the top right out, and usually the other three will end up moving to the left-hand side where you can take them out with a dash kick. All right, here we go. Shredder time, guys. And he's going to make his way to it. Let's go, Joe. And that's not Sergeant Slaughter we're talking about here. Great job on the first hit there, Joe. Let's get him going. Oh, yeah. All right. Here's just a couple more shots here, and he will be all set. All right, there we go. And 27:05, not a bad time by Joe. Who was saying coming in that he had a little bit of rust, so that's definitely something that that took place there for STJoe. But I bet we'll see a much better run there for the second one. So here we go. These guys are going to reset, get the next run ready. So we are 1-0 Guto right now. A fantastic run there by Guto. Really good time at the 24:13. Probably looking at a 24:07 on speedrun.com. So not a terrible run there on his part. Leo only. Oh my goodness. Are we actually going to use somebody else? The runners are talking about maybe using a different turtle. So we might see something different coming up here, guys. We'll see. I doubt it. That would be fun, though. All right, so these guys are getting ready for their next race. Just wanted to remind you that this is the semifinal, so the best 2 out of 3. We are looking at the winners bracket right now as Guto taking on STJoe. Guto having the early lead 1-0, but there's anything that could happen in the next race. That's right. Grab your popcorn, grab your fries, grab it all. I am the Space Coast Gamer. This the whole idea of my page was I was eventually going to become a superhero called the Space Coast Ghost. I was gonna get the mask and everything, and then I kind of was like, that's a lot of work, guys. Like, come on. I'm not gonna do all that. It gets hot. My computer room gets incredibly hot at the moment, so I definitely can't go with the mask and the gear and all that crazy stuff. But yes, the page does have a little bit of a tribute to Space Ghost, as my logo would say. This is Space Ghost Gaming with Space Ghost in different colors. All right, the runners are ready, but it looks like we're going to be using Raph again, so no new surprises here, guys. All right, so the runners saying they are ready to go. Good luck, have fun, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go, guys. We do have a little delay, so you'll see a little bit of a delay here as the runners pick Raphael as their starting turtle. Here we go. As we see STJoe take off first and Guto right behind him. About 2 seconds difference as of the moment. Here we go, guys. Going back and forth there with STJoe, doing a good job taking out these first guys. As Guto gets the slight advantage, a slight lead there on Guto. Or actually, Guto getting the slight lead on STJoe. Excuse my English. English is hard sometimes, guys. All right. As we see the guys from the left getting taken out, take out the guys at the bottom, and off to the next set of guys there at the bottom. Moving to the right, taking out these guys, followed by the robots. Joe doing a good job keeping up. Not too far behind as of the moment. So here we go. This might be a good one, guys. Taking out, having a little bit of trouble there with the robots at the beginning there. They did get a little squirrely there. Oh, and also Joe having a little bit of issues with his, but handling them a little better than Guto. So might be able to catch up here if we take out these foot soldiers fast enough. And as we see Guto getting to the last part of the sewer, before Joe, going to take out the guys to the left, take out the guys at the bottom of the screen, and move up into New York City. There we go. And we are not too far behind between the two runners right now. We're only about 3 sets of foot soldiers different between the runners. So maybe about 5 to 6 seconds. So not bad. As New York is getting a new fire hydrant again, as Raphael just ruins that fire hydrant for the second time. All right, Guto handling these guys really well. Waiting on that last guy that goes a little up to handle him last. A lot of times the runners like to take care of that guy that goes up a little higher than the rest of them first, and then handling your easier ones. It's just a matter of how the runners want to handle it. And as you see him taking care of the 3 that you need to take care of on the right side of the screen, and getting good luck with the pizza power, being able to take care of all of the guys in the doors. All right, so here we go. Joe taking care of them beautifully, only taking 2 hits to take care of all 3 of those foot soldiers on the right. Having not as good a luck with the pizza power, though, as we see Guto returning to the sewers. Round 2 hype, guys. Let's go. All right, so as we see Guto making his way through. Oh, them purple guys, man. Those guys are some of the worst enemies in this game. They tend to stay on the left or right side of the screen and just throw shurikens at you. I'm sure they hurt. All right, Guto taking care of these guys pretty well. got to make sure they don't crowd you up too much there in the middle of the screen, because they're just going to continue to attack, and they tend to attack at different times, which makes it really hard for getting yourself out of that situation. As we see the pizza monsters moving on to the second set of pizza monsters, 3 sets of pizza monsters in the first stage, followed by a foot soldier thing with a Leatherhead ending at the end of the stage. Joe handling the foot soldiers really well. Had one little straggler there at the left side of the screen that didn't want to come out, so he had to go to the left to take care of that one. Just always something that's going to add a little bit of time. But these pizza monsters, they'll run the same every time. They come up from the same places. As we see Leatherhead there on our right side of the screen, he's going to do his same little dancing little thing. And we're going to go back and forth with Leatherhead just like that 4 times, move out of the way, and then back for more. So as we see Guto trying his same strat to be able to be in the same spot, should have went to the right to get the nice speed strat there, but still going to be a very nice time save to be at the bottom of the screen for Raph to only have to walk a short distance. Off to the ghost ship level, so here's our auto scroller again. And we're on Leatherhead here by Joe. Joe doing a much better job this round, staying in pace with Guto. So he's doing a great job of keeping pace with him. So having a little bit of trouble there with Leatherhead going up instead of continually coming down. So Joe's going to have a little bit more of a screen to roll than Guto did, just because of his placement of Raph. And there we go, Cowabunga, and we are both in the auto scroller level, so we're still really close, guys. Anything could happen, any wrongful death, anything could change the lead or the way that this race will go. As this auto-scroller just continues to go through, it looks like we're going to see a death here by Guto just to take the death out of the way, so we don't have to worry about health management here in the next part of the level. It was a pretty smart move there by Guto to go ahead and get his health back up to normal. The 4 lives obviously going to be plenty for Guto to run this race, so figured that was a great place for him to take that death. It doesn't add any time on the clock, so just very strategic on his part. And these foot soldiers just not acting the way they should. Going up and down. Like I said, you'll want to try and take care of them when they're first coming on the screen, because they tend to have the same path coming on the screen. But when they get to the middle of the screen, they tend to get squirrely and they'll go up and down. So you don't want them to go up and down, because it tends to make it harder for you to kill a bunch of them at the same time. But Guto doing a great job managing all of these guys going up and down. So, GG to Guto here, just doing his thing. That 1 foot soldier just going to stand back there, punch you in the back. What a jerk. All right, here we go. First set of yellow guys. If you let these guys stay on the stage long enough, they jump up in the air and throw shurikens down on you. So you definitely, oh my goodness, that 1 red guy just did not want to die. You saw he was trying to just throw 1 punch at him. The 1 punch would have killed the yellow guys. It's basically just it's a 4-shot basically, and if you do the dash kick, you get 3 of the hits already. So all he needed to do was punch the 1 guy, and that would have been the end of that foot soldier. All right, as we see Guto taking care of the rock monsters, doing a great job, standing in place, getting ready, and doing a great job. All right, good job, Guto. Off to the caverns. All right, back and forth again. Going to see a bunch of them come out here, and then we move on to the next part of the level, which is going to have a little exploding thing with 3 guys coming from the right. Use that to get rid of the 3 guys, go back left, kill the guy on the left, and get ready for your next ones coming. As we see Guto doing a fantastic job going back and forth with these guys. And we're almost to the end of the ship level here for Joe. So Joe falling just a little bit further back. So we're starting to see a little bit of a gap between the two runners at this point, with Guto taking a pretty clear lead at this point, as he's just having a little bit of struggles with the our rock monster guys here, but both of them struggling a little bit there, but Guto recovering very nicely from these guys. All right, and we are done with the rock monsters in this stage for Guto. And he's taking a shuriken to the face. The purple guy is just ready to throw at all times. All right, Rocksteady, here we are. He's gonna grab that pizza probably right here at the beginning. Doesn't have enough health to go through specials with this guy, and if he takes a hit, almost certain death will happen. So he's gonna try and play it a little safe. As you see, Rocksteady just ready to kick at all times. So got to be careful where you're standing when it comes to Rocksteady. Great job there by Guto. As STJoe making his way through the caverns, taking care of all of the guys right at the beginning, and off to his first set of rock monsters as we see the mysterious ghost ship cleared there by Guto. Shredder's hideout time, off to fight some foot soldiers, some robots, some mousers, you name it, they're all here. Guto handling that very well, with the robots coming from both sides. Very nicely done, guys. All right, Rocksteady making his first appearance there, or his second appearance actually, for Joe. As we'll see how he handles it. Doing a good job there, trying to use the special dash kick there on Rocksteady. It does cause a little bit more damage, but tends to be a little bit more of a risk attack because you don't get the iframes that the dash would give you, the shoulder dash would give you. But Joe handling that pretty well. Looks to have made up a little bit of time here. We'll see if he can take advantage of that here on the next stage. There we go. Guto handling these foot soldiers pretty well. Got to get rid of that white guy there at the bottom. And one last foot soldier there, and off to the next part. There we go. Coming back and forth with the mousers. Those mousers, probably the squirreliest in the game, because there's one that tends to stay a little bit further up than the rest of them. So you'll see the one that just tends to kind of stick around. But handling that well, off into the hideout. Here we go, Guto. As we see our first hit there in the hideout by Joe, taking a knockdown there, but getting back up, recovering very nicely as we see the robots there on Joe's side. All right, off to the spikes up at the top of the wall. We don't jump here or we try not to jump. We got to be careful when we jump because those spikes are pretty much everywhere. So you got to be careful about where those are at. As Guto handling the spikes well, and off to the bamboo portion of the stage, doing very well. The foot soldiers did cooperate, coming to the right side of the screen. Guto obviously playing it a little safe to make sure that he doesn't die, so he stays to the right of the screen. And Joe almost done with this stage, approaching the last part of the stage. I think he's got two more little switches here. Actually, I think it's one now. And then he'll be in the hideout as well. As we see Guto making his way through the hideout, no problem. Going back and forth with the foot soldiers and the mousers as they make their second appearance in the stage. And here we are at the second trap here, which is the lasers. The lasers being one of the worst parts of this stage. I wouldn't be surprised to see a death here, because we're very close on health. And what am I saying? What am I saying? This is Gutosur we're talking about here, not me. So he did not take a death. Here we go, and he's just gonna handle these guys like a professional would. There we go, off to Tatsu. As we see our first approach to the bamboo shots there on STJoe. we're going to see Tatsu go down like the chump he is. And we're really close on health here with Guto. So we got to be really careful because we don't want that foot soldier to hit us one more time, or that's certain death. Doing a good job avoiding the foot soldiers. It took a little longer to kill Tatsu, but that's okay. Definitely didn't want to take a death there. It's better to... yeah, Joe did an awesome job on the bamboo part. I did miss the bamboo part talking about Tatsu, but getting through the bamboos, no damage. Fantastic job there by Joe. As he's going back and forth with the foot soldiers, the Mousers doing a good job taking care of the Mousers, and he'll be off to his next laser part as we see Guto making his way with the pizza monsters. So fantastic job by both runners. Ooh, a little bit of trouble there with the lasers on Joe's part. All right, so Joe is at the last part of the stage, taking care of the foot soldiers there, while we will see Leatherhead for the second time in this race, or the fourth time in this race for the runners, but the second time in this run. So here we go, guys. Just handling a few more of the pizza monsters. Here comes Leatherhead. Here comes Tatsu for STJoe. And Tatsu gonna go down just like the chump he is again in this run. Doing a good job avoiding those foot soldiers, going in with the spin into the shoulder dash. Very good attack to use against Tatsu. Takes him down a little bit quicker, as we see Joe down at the bottom of the screen. Very good placement for Raphael, as he doesn't have a lot of room to have to walk towards the center of the screen, as the cutscene in this level does take a little bit of time to roll, and he does a great job on the stage. So we're seeing a little bit of a gap between our runners now, with Rocksteady already here for Guto, and we're on the pizza monsters here for Joe. So Joe's got 2 boss fights he's going to have to go through quickly in order to make any type of leeway on Guto. As we see Rocksteady blow up and on his way to the next fight, which is Tatsu. So Tatsu gonna go back and forth again, dash kicks, whatever you use to get in, just avoid those foot soldiers. They're probably more dangerous than Tatsu himself. Pizza monster time there for Joe. Guto taking care of his third boss, so we're 3 boss fights different. So we're talking beginning stage and end of stage here. Difference between Guto and Joe. Joe doing a good job with the management of these bosses too. As you see, Joe taking out the Leatherhead. I wouldn't necessarily use the dash attack myself, but that's what he's choosing to use. May feel it's safer. I would personally go with the dash kick, but seems to take him down no problem, and it's definitely closer than the first race. So we're talking, we're both on the same stage, so we're gonna see a pretty close fight to the end here. Ooh, and Baxter is always a wild card. If Baxter throws those Mousers at the right time, you're stuck in Mouser hell, just like Guto is right now. So he's got to get himself out of those Mousers. Doing a good job taking care of Baxter in the meantime with his special attacks. And he's right in the middle of the stage, ready to go for the Cowabunga, moving on to stage 5. As we see Tatsu on the left-hand side of the screen. So this did give Raphael, or give STJoe the kind of the break he needed to try and catch up in this one. So we're about a half a stage difference right now. I say it's half a stage because I know Baxter can be a pain. So we'll see how well STJoe handles his Baxter fight and see if he can make his way coming back into this race. Because it's only a matter of a couple of things to go wrong, and we could see a totally different race here, guys. So Joe gonna go back and forth. Let's see if his Baxter is a little easier than Guto's Baxter. But he's starting to get a lot of mousers on the screen. You don't want to see more than like 1 or 2 mousers on the screen, or you're gonna have a lot of trouble taking care of them. They tend to jump up at the right time when you're trying to kill Baxter to knock you out of the air. And Joe proving a pretty good job of avoiding him. Ended up in Mouser hell there right at the end. He's going to have to get rid of those Mousers before continuing on with Stockman, though. Or we're going to just see this continual just damage from Stockman. As we see Guto making his way through the Technodrome very well. A little bit of a hiccup there with the foot soldiers. Looks like maybe a lost input or something of that nature. But recovering nicely. Ooh, probably wanted to get that third one there with the dash kick. So Joe now approaching the Technodrome, moving his way through. So he's going to take care of those guys on the right, move to the left, doing a good job taking care of them all. Avoid those shurikens coming down from the ground as we see the Freezy Pops, the evil Freezy Pops. Going to try to do his best to not die here, because it only takes 2 freezes at his health in order to see a death. So you're going to try and stay in the same place. If you were to kill the Freezy Pop in one place and you can get the foot soldiers to come to you, then you're much safer off. Guto's knowing that he's taking the ball death there, just flattened like a pancake. All right, let's go, Joe. Joe, you can definitely catch up. There's definitely time on the clock. So we're looking at a very close race at this point as we see the rock monsters for the first time there on the left-hand side of the screen. Moving through, I'd say we've caught up just a little bit, about a quarter of a stage difference between these runners now. So not bad. Good job, Joe, on making some progress on catching up. So definitely anything could happen at this point. We are at the lasers there for Guto. Let's see how he handles the lasers. Doing a great job taking out a bunch of them, even though he took the hit. Took out 3 of the foot soldiers at the same time. Not a bad job there by Guto. So we're going to see Guto making his way to the elevator first after taking out Krang. Let's see how Krang acts this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run left. There we go. Run right. And one more run left. And let's see if he gets it. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Good job by Guto getting the fast kill there on Krang. All right, as we see the Freezy Pop level portion of this level for STJoe, he's doing a great job of taking care of all of these foot soldiers, staying in place, knowing that if he takes a death, the run's probably over, so he's probably going to stay on the right side of that screen to avoid any type of drama with those Freezy Pops for sure. All right, so we are in the elevator there for Guto. Guto doing a good job taking care. Oh, missed one of the foot soldiers there at the top. Oh, excuse me. But doing a good job taking care of everybody. We're going to see the first set of moving robots here for Guto. And as Joe is making his way through the balls and killing everybody just as fast as he possibly can. Doing a great job. Gonna see a second set of actually, I am so sorry, I missed the first set of balls. So he has gotten through. Gonna take care of the rock guys and move on to the laser portion of the level as we see the mousers there on the right side of the screen for Guto. Guto only having a couple more before Shredder, so it's almost dire for Joe to do something to try and get something going, but these foot soldiers being very loving, wanting to hug, and who can blame him? Joe's a very loving person, so he's going to have a little bit of trouble with that. So here we go. All right, Krang for Joe. So Joe is definitely staying pace much better than he did last run, but it's looking like we're gonna see Guto probably taking the 2-0 win on this part. So here we go with Shredder there for Guto, as we see just missing the quick kill there on Krang. So close. I really thought he had it. He's just a little bit behind, and it's always hard right after that to try and get your bearings back for Krang. But he handled it well. So let's see how we handle Shredder here. It looks like we're probably going to see a death here on Shredder, but that's all right. He's got some time. So Shredder is a little bit of a beast in this one. In any other normal or easy, the Shredder's just kind of a pushover. But this one, he actually puts up a fight. Keeps going with the teleports and all of that stuff. So we've got to be careful with how we handle him. And looks like just one more hit. There it is. And GG to Gutosur for taking the win here at our Hyperstone Heist tournament. Congratulations to him with a 24-20. So we're looking at probably around a 24-14 on speedrun.com. A very good race by Guto, having two fantastic runs, 24-minute runs, which both are great times. As we see STJoe finishing up, having a much better run this time, because we're talking he's already we're looking at somewhere in the 26-minute area, so he's looking like he's taken off a minute off of his first time. So GG to Joe as well, doing an awesome job taking care of the Mousers as he moves on to the next set of Foot Soldiers, followed by the Foot Soldiers coming out of the ground. Then we'll be able to see Shredder for our second time. All right, and that one Foot Soldier not staying in place. So let's just take him out with a 2-shot and make sure that we don't have to worry about that again. All right, here we go. Foot Soldiers coming from the ground, moving back and forth. But again, congratulations to Gutosur17 for his fantastic run of Hyperstone Heist in getting the win to stay in the winner's bracket for Hyperstone Heist, waiting for the finale, which is going to put him up against either STJoe here or Croonin. Both fantastic runners, and definitely can expect an awesome battle between Joe and Croonin coming up shortly. All right, as we see Shredder doing a great job taking care of Shredder himself. Wow, nicely done with that hit there on Shredder. And here we go. Not missing a hit yet. Great job by Joe on the great Shredder fight there right at the end.